All right, welcome to another episode of Driving Cheap with Jeff. Today I'm going to cover this 2-in-1 video. All right, we're going to talk about seat safety and what to expect if you're in some sort of a high-speed collision. All right, we'll go over that first. Let's see, I got this seat from a salvage yard because I needed parts for my 26 Dodge Charger Pursuit that I'm prepped for paint. I still have a little bit more work to do. Done a bunch of work to this thing, but I got it for a good price, I think. And your seat belts, they have a cartridge inside that will explode and pull this tight, pushes back and cinches this down. It also locks your seat belt, so you need something to cut yourself out of a seat belt. Don't just think you're going to unbuckle after a good front impact collision. And you can see the amount of stress it put on the seat, bent the runners, and pulled to the floor. Because I think the whole car had shifted. But I didn't need it for this base. It's not what I was looking for. When I bought this seat, it was really raggedy. This car has 176,000 miles on it. And I probably put 60 or 70 hours at least into this thing already. And you can tell just by the wear, it's had a lot of use. And it transitioned down to the seat cushion too. So I knew I wasn't gonna use these cushions. And this part was bent. And it doesn't bend at the hinges, it bends actually at the rear backrest portion itself, which just bolts right onto here. All this stuff can be replaced. Now, I reused my original airbag just because I didn't want to take any chances. I know this didn't go off. It wasn't in a side impact, so that airbag didn't fire off. But everything else needed replacing. So I bought this cheaper because they knew I couldn't use most of the seat, right? At least anything on the base I did not reuse. Bolts, anything. I kept everything from my old ones. So, being said, this is what the material looks like now. It's a little different, but I didn't care. I just wanted the car to be comfortable, and you can't really tell. This did have gray inlays, and I washed everything really well and let it dry out in the sun. And it's looks pretty good. I used this. It's pretty cheap too. This is vinyl fabric. Yeah, vinyl fabric paint that I bought off. I put a couple light coats on there. Got that from O'Reilly Auto Parts, and it came out pretty good. I actually painted it while it was on here. That's why you see there's a little paint on the seat belt. Now, back to my other topic. Now you like you go to your local pull-it yard and you need a seat, right? Chances are you're not going to be able to get at these front bolts. You can't get to them, right? So what you need to do is you need to get to the back. No, I'm sorry. You can get to the front, but you can't get to the back. What you'll have to do is tilt the whole seat mechanism forward. Once you unbolt the front ones, you can tilt the seat back. You can reach underneath and you can get at these torque screws, right? With a T30, right? Once you remove these screws, the seat track will slide freely and you will be able to gain access to the rear bolts or vice versa. But typically they're slid back far enough to get on the front and not far enough forward to get on the back. So that's how you get at those, right? And the floor bolts are going to be your E12. You need E12 to get at the bolts that hold them into the floor, right? And once you get in there, you're gonna need, this is gonna be your, I think it's a T20, yeah. What's your smallest one here? Yeah, it's a T25. So this T25 is what you use for your screws. Now, when you take this plastic cover off, you need some of these hooks if you don't want to tear up your clip. So the clip right there, we have to remove that to unlock it off the grooves right here, right? Unless you want to strip this out, because if you strip it out, you're not going to be able to angle your seat back and forth, or you're going to have to kind of hold it kind of in an awkward manner every time you want to angle the seat back. So you got to be really careful with these. All right, and they're different on both sides. So buy yourself a few of these clips. They came from freight, and everything here, basically this just slides in and clips. It's not much difference from the front, just unclips. It's got some straps that pull underneath it. It's pretty much self-explanatory. This was an older style seat. So this is the pan from the older 2006 to 2010. I just had that out for, I don't know, about to throw this seat away with a bunch of my old lawnmowers. So, because I'm getting new tires for my truck, and I'm not going to go to the scrap metal yard after I get new tires. Got to do this beforehand, so it's time to throw stuff away. So basically, you can unbolt everything. It all comes off, and just use your bolts from your good seat that wasn't in an accident. And if you want to harvest any motors and things like that, you can do that too. But you can see everything is bent. This whole seat is bent up from the accident, so that's why seat belts are important, because you're staying in that seat. And, if you like this video, please like and subscribe and give a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.